All right, we are live. Welcome to the Indie Bandits Twitch and YouTube channel. My name is Jimmy, and I'm here with Joe.
Good evening, Jimmy.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm very good. I've got a lovely beer here, and I'm ready to conquer medieval Europe and chat loads of shit.
I answer to a higher.
Typical Friday night.
Yep. The best way to be.
Do you remember where we were up to? I mean, obviously...
We had just taken Riga thanks to a cheeky crusade that was called, so managed to get a free city off the back of basically someone religious saying, go take that city. Like, all right. I'll have it.
Medieval tactics.
Yeah. If you want somewhere, call a
was...
crusade on it. That's it.
Oh, yeah. And I think the plan was to sort of put the squeeze on Eastern Europe, wasn't it? If we can, or move into France. I think we were discussing about attacking more of France as well.
Definitely. France, because, yeah, we are at war with them, and I reckon it wouldn't be too much of a stretch to go get Helsinki up there as well. And then it depends how far Denmark have got, but we might be able to push into Russia. Although, does anyone ever really want to push into Russia?
No, look, I don't know much about history, but I know that's always been a bad idea.
Yeah, it's never worked out for anyone.
Except the Russians, but
yeah.
I guess they were already there.
Yeah, they just kind of had to be there, didn't they? Didn't really have much of a choice. Well, I live here, I guess. I'll defend it. And actually, hang on a second. You don't have to defend it. Why not? Just wait for the winter. All right. The winter will defend
winter
Russia.
Will do it. The Russia's biggest ally, winter.
Yeah. Yes. Foolhardy endeavor trying to take over Russia. So I reckon then what we'll do, now we've got Riga, is we'll put the squeeze on the Danes in the north with the fantastically named faction leader King James the Crusader, and then
good name.
Over here,
strong. I can see why you like it, Jim.
Oh yeah, it's a cracking name.
The strongest.
If by 36 I'm not known amongst my friendship group as King James the Crusader, I'll be devastated.
Well, wait until your next birthday, Jim. You are gonna love your card.
And then we'll use the powerhouse of Stephen, Samuel, Walter, Harold, and Arthur.
I know you're talking about, but when you just started, like when you said the powerhouse of Stephen, like
this little friendship group of balding men to take over the western part of Europe. I think we'll get these guys to put the squeeze on the French.
Also bald, but not ready to accept it.
Well, this guy's bald at 24, and he's probably feeling a bit sorry for himself. But then he looks across the courtroom, and bang,
goes,
Walter's 21 and he's bald. He's like, well, fuck me, at least I wasn't bald at 21. And then these guys are probably bald. They're just wearing helmets.
Exactly. the biggest of
it's a nation of bald men.
Yes. Virile, no? Is that not what they say?
Yeah, I'm sure bald men say that all the time.
Yeah, that's sort of the thing, isn't it?
And the grapples and prepare to board.
All right, calm down, buddy.
Keen. The keen fella.
He's
He's
not
negative Norman, though, is he?
No, I'm sure he'll crop up later on. For some reason, we haven't been able to replace him in the dynasty, have we? He's been around since the beginning.
No, but I think he operates on a sort of like Blackadder logic, where the same rules are filled by the same actors throughout history, regardless of
James
the time
Bond
period.
type. Oh no, not James Bond, I guess, but I know, yeah. Like he's a reoccurring
James Bond's
character.
A different bloke. That like James Bond is just his sort of name. As
no, it's not canon. It's just he became such a iconic character of cinema and I guess Britishness that they just decided to keep making movies and have them in at different
But in the
eras.
story, do they just pretend that the different Bonds are really different people with different stories, or
They
is
just
it
don't
kinda
even
like,
acknowledge that there were previous Bonds. It's like any Bond movie could be a standalone Bond movie. It's just like
right? Okay, so it's
there's
like
no
episodes of
there's
certain
no hint
TV
to the past
shows.
or anything, except sometimes they'll hint at like previous gadgets. Like I know in Skyfall they brought back the original DB5, which was the first Bond car, and they made some like little
lush car as well.
Oh, it is, yeah, it's a phenomenal car. But they did some like little in joke about it, which was clearly a hint at the fact that it was an original Bond car. So, but they never like address it. It's like people watch those movies knowing that there's no what's that thing called where like you one scene from one scene to the next it has to be.
Like no continuity.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh.
Everybody knows that every new Bond is almost like a reset.
But it's also like, it doesn't matter though, does it?
Nah, no one cares.
It's 90 to 120 minutes of fun. Like, it's
a
almost
good
like
laugh.
the way that some people should take a lot of other franchises and, well, just everything.
Ooh, Perkin.
Most of the stuff we
Laughing
do in life is a bit pointless, isn't it? So, like,
It's cinema.
sometimes
It's
maybe don't
it's
don't take it so
entertainment.
seriously.
Yeah.
Like, enjoy it to the fullest.
Yeah.
But if you're getting so serious about it, it's actually negatively impacting how much you enjoy it. Maybe just take a bit of a breather.
Yeah, just
I
calm
don't know
down a
if you
bit.
saw, I don't know if you saw, but
Oh, shit, I didn't mean to do that.
Bandai Namco have created a new logo, and the internet's not happy because it's different. That's about it.
Well,
If a company has
come
a
on,
new
Joe.
logo, it's
You're
very
not
different.
allowed to be different.
Fine.
Courage, men. We
No,
march
but
into battle.
do you remember?
So hang on. I will say though,
They've
their
got-
their logo is like
Pretty
very, very like recognizable. What does
Yeah,
it look
this
like?
new one's not at all like it.
Oh.
Like the old one had like the orange and yellow like blobs over each other.
Why
I
would
mean,
they
like,
why would they refresh something that's it's almost like an iconic logo? Like I understand now that I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not annoyed, but like if you've got an established brand and it's like an iconic brand of gaming, I know it's more you know, I guess it depends kind of what you're into, but it is an iconic brand of gaming. Why would you change that?
Well, I can only imagine that changing it to make more money. It's the reason any company does anything, and there must be some reasoning behind it. But remember, eBay changed their logo, and all it did was just make the letters a little sharper and less chaotic, and everyone lost their shit for a bit. And now you probably can't remember what the old one looked like.
Yeah.
And if you go and look at the old one, you're probably like, "Oh my god, is that the logo?" And
What
then
were they thinking?
yeah. And Google did the same. Remember, Google changed the font of their logo. I think it was like a serif font, like Times New Roman initially. Remember the old Google logo, and then it like got less pointy edges on it and became more rounded. And for a while, people lost their shit over that, and then everyone forgot about it because it really is quite arbitrary.
If the internet's really good at one thing, it's losing its
Having a
shit
short-term
over
memory.
no reason whatsoever.
And then forgetting about it.
It's like I need to be
Almost
outraged,
immediately.
but only for 5 minutes. Then I need to get on with what I'm doing. I'm so outraged. I need to share my comments on it, but then I need to just get on.
Yeah. It is a weird sort of like this outrage cycle. I mean, it works great for outlets though. Obviously, the reason I heard about this is because it was on social media and someone was like, "Look, Namco has a new Bandai Namco has a new logo," and people are outraged. It's like outraged. If you have the time to be outraged at this logo, your life's going too well. You need some strife.
Yeah, that's like the absolute. Oh shit! They're smashing down the walls. Get off the walls,
Privilege.
bitches. Yeah, like you need to get some perspective.
Just
If that's as bad as your life
Get
gets,
a grip.
outrage at a fucking gaming company's logo, then sort yourself out, man.
Yeah. Seemed very silly to me, at least. And clearly, to a lot of other people, it wasn't very silly. But
It was ridiculous.
it's
How dare this company that I have absolutely no say in how it's run choose to make creative decisions without me?
And creative decisions that will not affect my enjoyment of any of the products they create.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Just
It's a funny old world we
calm
live in
down.
on Tinterweb. Not that people don't get upset elsewhere either, though.
No, the internet is just one place where people get outraged. It's the main place,
the-
though, these days. It's the main place.
It's easier to get outraged on the internet, I would
It
say.
is.
I mean, you can get outraged because there's no one really to, like, you know, grab you by the scruff of the neck and give you a big slap, like in a Looney Tunes cartoon when someone's, like, being hysterical. You know, just slap them about a bit until they calm down. That doesn't happen on the internet. You
No.
can just sort of ignore the people who come back at you with, like, the opposite opinion. Or you can
There's a cracking
rise to
video
it.
on YouTube that I saw a while
There's
back.
a few of them, actually.
Oh, yeah. But this one's... it's a video about someone missing... Well, the idea is, like, they missed the days of Call of Duty on... like, the second Call of Duty Modern Warfare, I think. They were like,
Right.
oh, back when Call of Duty was amazing. And it's obviously an ironic video, because it's about 10 minutes of the horrendous stuff that used to go down in the voice chats on Call of Duty.
jeez.
Like, people calling each other out, like, telling each other, like, their addresses so they can come round and have a fight. And it's just like, oh my god.
Do you remember when that guy actually did it? I've mentioned this before, the story of the fella who went round and, like, throttled the kid.
Yeah, the one who's living, like,
kid.
just down the street from him or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's not right, but if the kid was like, oh, fucking do it. I mean, if the guy, I think the guy just lost his shit and went around punching.
Yeah, I
the
mean,
kid
to be so angry at a
this
game
guy.
that you punch a kid is next level pathetic.
Yeah, I mean, last week we were talking about punching horses, and now we're talking about
Punching kids. It's the Punch podcast.
Hey.
To be fair, this is medieval, Total War medieval. So, like,
People getting medieval on each other's ass
yeah,
over games.
we're just being influenced
There.
by the violence within the game, Joe. That's what a lot of people would like to believe happens to people who play video games.
Yeah, it is a nice scapegoat
It is.
to.
Well, there's violence in that video game. That's why my son's violent. No, that's
I know
not
it's
it at all.
like it's like the cause and the weird cause and effect as well when you have like, you have these awful incidences
Steel
of
and valiant hearts must
like-
be our walls now.
White teenage boys going on a horrible rampage in schools with guns and stuff like that, and then people say, "You played Call of Duty?" It's like, yeah, so do a lot of people.
So do millions
I
of
bet-
people. Like,
He's
actual
a-
millions of people.
He's a teenage boy. There's a few other things that you'll find he does as well that a lot of teenage boys do. It does not make him a sociopathic killer. That,
Yeah. Maybe
Maybe
you should look more at either his
Don't
the,
look at
s-
his magazines.
the state of
like,
his
'cause
mental
then-
health, or maybe how you're raising him as a human being. That's probably where the issue is.
Yeah, because I feel if it was the games,
We'd all be murderers. I've been playing Call of Duty since I was like 14.
yeah, but I've played Siege with you, and we all know we're all shit shots, so we could never go on a rampage. It was such terrible aim.
Ooh, it's all happening.
Getting through the
The enemy have
whatever
ladders at the
it is that you
walls.
call that, Majigas.
Repel the attackers. Give them
The
steel.
hole. Yes.
Get up there, lads. How Come on. Get yourselves up. Yous get there, and then You lot can pile through the gate and go attack the... What is it? Whatever that thing is. Military strategy at its finest, Joe. Go through the gate and go attack whatever that is.
Well, to be honest, when most of these people were gnashing off around Europe, most of them probably hadn't seen half of this shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, a lot of these people were just like drafted in going, "You peasant, has this year's harvest been done?" "Why, yes, my lord." "Well, come with me. We have a crusade for you. You won't see next harvest. Don't worry about it. We'll get someone else to...
Is it hard to feed the family at home, is it? Yeah, right. Well, let's take you out of the equation and...
one less mouth to feed.
Then your kids will be alright. How old are they? 3 and 4, right? Well, yeah, they can work the fields. Come on.
You know, just tell them it's a game.
Alright, here we go. Let's get a nice charge here. Look at this. Lancers down, fellas. There we go. Smash. Boom!
Oh, that guy went flying, didn't he?
Bye-bye, artillery crew. Yeah, they're very casual about their fleeing, aren't they? Oh, there we go. They're in a run now.
Getting a bit of a wriggle on now.
They figured it out.
You'd hope so, wouldn't you?
So, oh shit, if I don't run, I might die. Oh, alright, yeah. Oh, never mind, they all went. Alright. Let's get back to the gates. Let's have a go.
You want to hear what happened in real life last time we were besieging Europe?
Go on then.
Only one thing happened according to homeworkhelp4primarySchoolKids.com, the site I get all my historical information from. But in so last time out we would have covered the years 1396 to 1412, and in 1399, and we're a day off on the 30th of September, Henry IV was proclaimed King of England. Not, you know, badass James the Crusader. Oh no, James the Crusader's not with us, is he? He's another fella.
He's not here. He's not in this battle.
No, but he is one of ours, right?
Oh yeah, he's our king.
Yeah, so we got Henry. In real life, it would have been Henry IV at the minute, not James the Crusader.
Nice.
Only half the enemy force
And of course, was he the? He would have been the precursor to probably one of our most legendary leaders.
Good tidings.
If you know who
Mitchell
that is.
Sandy.
Mitchell Sandy, yeah.
The base curve to hell.
Baldy Walter.
Behold how our cowardly foe
Oh,
runs.
that's messed up, isn't it?
This is a clear victory. The
Bang. Smash them.
The No, you know, I mean, I can only say Henry V as a guess.
That's it. We've got it in one.
Is he the Tudor one? The one that started the whole War of the Roses crack, or am I thinking of...
Henry
Richard
V
and
was...
somebody else?
Yeah, you're thinking of Richard III and Henry VII. Henry V was Agincourt and the wars in France.
That were 100 years, but weren't.
Yeah. But he smashed it, and then his kid came along and did the opposite.
Who's the one from Robin Hood then? That's much later, isn't it?
King John.
Or is it not?
Well, actually, King Richard the Lionheart.
That's the good one, and
that's the
King
good
John
one.
was back at home.
King
being
John
a
was
wimp.
the lion.
At your service.
I think they were all lions, weren't they?
Opening
They
That
were
was the
actually
idea in
just
Robin Hood.
yeah. What,
Because
by
they
the
were
way,
brothers.
the best of the three.
Super King.
Definitely the best Disney movie, though, I reckon.
We'll start sending these.
I used to watch that obsessively, I think, before I could, like, do most other shit in life. Well, I mean, I still can't. There's a lot of things I still can't do. But
Say, what's your
before
excuse
I had
now?
most
Opening
spent too long watching Robin Hood, but I did used to just sit on the floor, watch Robin Hood, rewind the VCR, and then watch it again. But I didn't stop Robin Hood to rewind it. I rewound it whilst it's still playing, which you know takes much longer. Do you
Yeah.
remember old VCRs? And we'd just do that and watch the whole film like back in reverse until it gets to the start and hit play. And this was before like really being able to like, you know, form full sentences and shit like that. Just watch Robin Hood on repeat.
Again, what's different?
Exactly. I think it was probably because I had a thing for Maid Marian. Something about that fox.
They did pick one of the best woodland creatures to be Robin Hood. I'll give them some credit. I was actually I was pals with a fox tonight on my way back from the centre of London as I'm down south. I was walking back down the street back to the house, and a fox was just moseying alongside me. I reckon just beyond arm's reach, and it was just like as if there was not a care in the world. There's just like,
I was gonna say, was the fox like, "I'll reach him," but
it's like, you going the same way, mate?
Like,
yeah.
All right, I'm not doing.
All right, mate. Yeah, you going the same way? Yeah. Fucking long day, yeah.
That sounds like fucking Mighty Boosh. You know, the pink head thing.
Oh yeah.
That Vince Noir's actor plays. What's his name? The guy who we talked about him last time.
I know.
I remember his name. He hosts the Bake Off and everything.
Oh.
Not everything.
Noel
Fielding.
Noel Fielding. Yeah.
Noel Fielding. Yeah, Noel Fielding's little like pink squid thing.
Noel Fielding squid.
You know what I mean though, the thing that just the head where it's just
Yeah.
oh, he thinks he knows the crunch.
Oh my god, yeah, the crunch, yeah.
It's Richard Iowati as well, isn't it? Playing that. Oh man,
You know
there
what?
are
Like,
moments in
there are. That
like, exceptional.
Yeah, it's when it's good, it's very good. It's sort of Family Guy-esque in that way. Like when it's very funny, it's like
when it
belly
hits it,
laugh
yeah,
funny.
I think it paints everything with a really broad brush, and every so often there's like a masterpiece in there. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, oh, what an yeah.
Like it's
So
a very
many-
good
so many
example of
funny
like
moments.
the quirkiness of British comedy as well. Like if you tried to explain that show to somebody, it'd be
You
impossible.
mind when Naboo turns his back on you? Sorry, that's just sprung into mind. Just that like that stupid surrealism
Yeah.
when Naboo turns his back on you.
Yeah.
Is it Naboo?
Naboo the ape.
Shaman.
Oh, the shaman. Sorry,
Oh, no.
yeah. Sorry, the shaman. What's the
it
Bolo?
not Naboo?
Bolo's the
Bolo.
ape.
Yeah, Bolo's the gorilla,
Yeah.
right?
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah. Oh man, I missed that, but I'm glad it didn't continue because the third
Yeah, because
season
then yeah,
got a bit stinky,
you
didn't
don't
it?
want things to go too much. Like it's like stop when you feel like you don't think
You've had enough.
Yeah, the quality's going to be up to the same level. I was thinking usually that's where Britain's pretty good with TV, is they tend to know when to stop. They're like, you know what, we feel we've probably taken this as far as it can go.
I don't think there's...
Usually it's pretty
I
good.
don't- But I also think we don't have the same ecosystem for producing television shows as the US has. Because, and I remember having this all explained to me, how like regimented everything in like US television is. And I mean, like the scheduling and like what's it called, sweeps, where they have like here's a bunch of shows and we'll cancel 9 of them, but we'll see how they perform. So you literally have like a Britain's Got Talent opening round auditions type vibe for TV shows, and then they see which ones perform well, and those ones get taken beyond the pilot. And it's very weird. Like everything's just tested to see how audiences respond to it, which I think is part of it. You know, I think anything you make, you need to see how people will react to it.
Yes.
Like test, you know, like play testing games and stuff like that. But there's also a moment where someone needs to take like creative control, and you can't just keep giving the people what they want, because that ends up with sort of everything's a bit bland, isn't it? Imagine if you made the perfect sandwich based on like the averages of what everyone likes.
Yeah, no
You'd
one
just
would
end
like
up with
it.
everyone would no one would love it, but everyone would just be
It would be
fine with
forgettable. Yeah.
it would be it would be probably just bread and butter. Though I think bread and butter is underrated as well. I think that's an excellent.
If
Not a
it's
sandwich.
if it's goat's butter, oh my god,
I don't know what
that
goat's
is
butter tastes
next level butter. Which that's the only butter we buy now. Even Chris does over to it because it's just that's butter I can eat, and it's amazing, absolutely amazing.
like. Obviously, that's due to lactose intolerant, not just like pickiness. But when you say like, now that's butter I can eat, is like it
Yeah,
sounds
no.
like you're shilling for it. I mean, you are shilling for it. There's no not that they're paying you for it, but
I am the foremost spokesperson for goat's butter in the UK.
I've never even heard of it.
Today's Indie
I mean,
Bandits
I've
stream
heard
is
of
sponsored
goats.
by goats and their butter. Oh god, imagine if that was the
It's-
case, so that would be immense.
I mean, you'd seemingly be happy with it.
I'd be happy
Though,
if this if this stream was sponsored by goats, I'd be over the moon.
Goats,
Just goats.
goats and
They just got together and are like, you know what? Let's get our butter into the mainstream. Let's sponsor a Twitch channel.
cows are so passe. They're so bad for the environment. They take up so much land mass, so much methane. Nah, goats are where it's at.
Goats are where it's at. Plus, goats have
Plus.
got like that hilarious noise they make when they open their mouths. Where it just sounds like they're screaming.
yes. I do like that. I do like those videos of goats screaming on YouTube, like the ones where it sounds like not like the Wilhelm scream, but
Oh,
it just sounds like. You know which one I mean?
I know
Like,
what you
there's the one that clip they keep cutting into everything else. to have
Apparently,
this
it's
just,
a
like,
thing
every
in
time-
film now where like apparently like it's just part of making a movie. You have to find a spot for it.
No, I mean the goat scream, not the.
Oh, the goat scream! I
Well,
think like the Wilhelm scream.
Yeah. No, but you know that clip of the screaming goat where they've just like spliced that into everything.
By the way,
songs
Name for a
like
pub.
screamo music. King James the Crusader
Well, that's a great one.
or
The screaming goat.
goats.
I'd drink
That
there.
sound. I think it sounds like. I mean, I would as well because it's a pub. I mean, that's not the. That's pretty much most of the criteria for me. But
Sounds good though, doesn't it?
feel
The
it'd be a
screaming
craft-
goat.
It sounds like a craft ale place. Like I think it would do craft. And the artwork on the cans would be immense. I think that's
It'd just be a picture of us, just various goats in different stages of screaming.
yeah. And it would be totally like microbrew kind of crack on, wouldn't it?
It would. Look at this, we're getting some cardinals down here, Joe. See how this
Birds.
fella looks a lot more fancy than this fella.
God's servant. Yes.
Oh, he's God's servant.
So we've
Yeah,
got
they all are, aren't
we've got
they?
1, 2, 3 cardinals and 2 priests. So that means when the Pope votes come round next time,
God's servant.
We've got some.
we've
got
got
some
we've
leverage.
got 3 votes towards it. So maybe we can finally start getting the popes on our side. After spending the entire game having to appease those idiots. Right. I want to attack France. What do we do? How do we do that? You've got a big
But we had
army.
a big army in Europe. The one
We
that
do.
we used to take.
It's big. I
Staufen,
just need to
mobilize it.
build it up to be, because I need to defend. I mean, to be honest, it's such a amazingly defendable castle that I probably don't need to leave quite as many men as I think I need to leave. So what I
There's
might
also
do...
the more damage you do with a big army elsewhere, the less they'll have to come back at you.
Yeah, but we're not at war against just one faction. That's the problem. If we leave,
so some
another
other-
faction might creep in and go, hey,
Some other
it's
mofos
undefended."
will mill up and be like,
Yeah.
"This is a poorly defended location."
But if we've got 5 of these guys, I'll take those 2. Let's get 2 more sets of spears. And we'll take those, and we'll take the guy, because I don't want the army to go AWOL. And we want to smash down the gates easily, so let's do that. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 2 more turns and then we'll go. No. We'll get King Jimmy to go over and take Helsinki because that looks very, very lightly defended. So
King Jimmy the Crusader.
King Jimmy the Crusader. Let's just build up an army to defend Riga. And then we'll go. Then we'll Nash.
Splitting forces, sire.
Ooh. You got like an
What was
armory.
that? What was that last faction there? The Tyranids or whatever. I mean, it wasn't the
Timurids.
Tyranids, obviously. Yeah. I mean, it'd be funny if it was the Tyranids.
Timurids. Timur the Lame.
That is
Powerful army from the
worst.
yeah, but you wouldn't have said that to his face, I don't think.
Orders. Sire. Yes.
I wouldn't have said
Captain
it was Jimmy the
Charles.
Crusaders.
Milord. Orders.
What, Charles? How's
Where are they
it
from,
going?
sorry?
Hail, my king.
From the
Mighty
east,
host of your
so
troops,
past the
sire.
map on the east there.
No glory in
At World's End. I was having a bit bants with
Let's
somebody
rinse these guys. Harold the Honest
on-
can have a go.
honor and glory.
Go on.
await
thinking about the end of the
Attack.
just from the edge of the map. I was having some bants with someone on Twitter today because they took exception at the timing of our Screenshot Saturday tweets, and they were like, "Hold on, my calendar says that it was Friday that you posted this," and I basically went,
Are they not aware
"Yeah,
of
but they're
time zones?
I did want to mention this to them. Yeah, I believe I did mention this to them. I said yes for those in other time zones. It is already Saturday, and their retort, which I hope was joking, was that no one gives a shit about Kiwis in Straya. And I disagreed. I said they made excellent indie games and are to be included. But then it got very jovial and discussing how they're on the wrong hemisphere and how come they don't fall off it, and if they can stand on the other side of the world and not fall off it, that's pretty impressive. So, bunch of cool dudes.
So it wasn't
In
it
Australia
didn't get
and New Zealand.
serious then.
It didn't, but
Good.
I have been getting calls from the post office saying there are some suspicious packages waiting for me, but I don't know. I'm sure it's fine. No, you get I don't know, something about honey and vinegar. There's no point, I just don't think there's any point in being mean on the internet. There's enough meanness out there.
Joe,
I mean,
if there's
the
one
one- the
place
one-
you
the
can
one-
be mean, it's the internet.
I know, but kind of want to break that mold. There was a moment where I could have been a really arsey get, and instead I went, "It's fine. We'll just joke about it. Let's make this silly, like what we do on Rainbow Six Siege when people are trying to be utter bellends, and then you just nice them into submission because no one wants to be the one person on the squad still being a dick when the rest of the squad are laughing and joking because you just look like a dafty."
Right, arsehole. Get amongst it, fellas. Get him.
The battle is very much in our favor. If we remain true and steadfast, victory will be ours.
I'm happy Norman's in a good mood today.
Yeah, he's alright today, isn't he? Shit, these better not kill me, leader. Get them all! Where is he? Kill them.
As the horses went over and like battered some other horses, like the frame rate proper dropped, and it looked like it just looked daft because there was no animations between one horse hitting another and it falling down. It looked like proper art school film project. So I don't know how many frames of animation were probably in this
Only half the enemy
anyway,
force
so I'm
remains.
not quite sure what your
Yeah, no, mine wasn't as bad as what you've described there. Wait, we've done all right, yeah. We'll get him.
The enemy general has no honor. He flees the field of battle and abandons his men.
Go get him.
shameless from the enemy general.
What a dick. Get him. Right. That was fairly swift.
I do enjoy the word swift.
It's a good word.
It
It's a solid word.
sounds
Sounds like
it's one
what
of
it
those words
is.
that sounds like what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's called because when it sounds like how it sounds, it's onomatopoeia. But I don't know how you describe words that sound like what they're describing.
I don't know.
There was a whole like experiment into it where like some words sound softer than others,
Behold how our cowardly foe runs.
and
It's time
like
to
they had
press the
people
attack.
like pick which, like two made up words, and one just sounds like spikier than another word.
Right.
And so if you give people two like arbitrary words, some words in our heads sound like they have certain like physical qualities, which obviously it's arbitrary, but like the word spiky, like letters like K are harsher, at least to like English speakers. That something with like a lot of K's in it sounds like a spikier word, if that makes sense. And like words with a lot of like B's and P's don't.
That's like the soft plosive sounds don't sound as harsh as those
like blob
like
doesn't
K.
sound spiky. Sounds spiky, and blob sounds like amorphous, as it were. And yeah, but when I think the words were like bloober and kiki.
Yes, those commonly used words.
No, but they were invented words to like make a point about how like it's the letters can like influence how you think something is before you even know what it is. So they just made up these arbitrary words with certain like combinations of letters, and it turns out it's true. We do react to certain combinations of letters with like different like almost like forced trends that we don't know exist, but in our heads we feel exist.
Right.
Which is important if you're like naming a product, because you'd have to see how people think the word feels if you're going to make up a noun. Oh,
Oh, we actually did get them. Alright. Just in a bit of a run everybody down and kill them phase at the minute.
in the game or just life in general?
Just in the game for now.
Obviously, this was informed by the game. Your love of games you into a sociopath.
This is a clear victory that goes to only men of great virtue and valor.
Thank
He's
you very
really
much.
amped it up. I feel I haven't heard these.
Really happy
these
today, isn't he?
gems of wisdom from him before.
He's loving today.
Glory in hiding like
He is loving life. Oh, those people aren't though.
No, they're not. No one ever pays the ransom.
hiding like this, my lord.
Harry Wards.
You sent them off to die. The least you could do is pay for them to come home.
I know. It's almost like these high-level generals and monarchs don't care about the people
Oh,
that they forced into
don't
servitude.
say that, Joe. That's not the case.
Hail, my king.
That can never be the case. Surely.
Did you see one of the old Russian monarchs got married today or something like that? I think it was today. Like one of the was it the Romanovs? Like a
Right.
descendant of the
Hail,
Romanov,
my king.
and they got married in St. Petersburg, and it was big and lavish, and there was like Fabergé eggs and all that kind of shit. People weren't eating them, I'd hope, but they got married, and it was this big thing, and they had like, you know, the Prince of Liechtenstein shows up and stuff like that, and all these like other monarchs from around Europe are invited, and I mean, kudos to him, but Putin was like, yeah, this is not on our agenda, and I'm like, yeah, the kings. Yeah, well, the monarchy that was ousted in the Russian Revolution, you don't really want your current like president going, congratulations to them lot on their marriage, whilst they're still like sort of claiming the throne. They're like, if the imperial throne comes back, you know, we're on it, right? Like that's the thing. So yeah, Putin wasn't super full of praise, let's just say, to the marriage of these former monarchs, who in their heads are obviously still monarchs, despite obviously over 100 years of the people not wanting them in charge. Nice dresses, though, as one would imagine.
Obviously.
Nine, I may not accept this. Goodbye.
Piss off, mate.
What's this little like bowing and shit? What's this button? The
Merchants
bowing to each
can
other?
buy each other out basically in this game. So if there's a rival merchant on a resource you want, you can send one of your merchants to try and buy him out. Did it work though? No, it didn't.
If you want to trade, offer us at
What's
least
he got? 1, 2, 3, 4,
9
5, 6.
ounces.
What if,
The Kaiser has
At your
oh, he's only got
service.
2.
At your service.
And so is he. So the chances are he's going to eventually buy him out. But there's nothing I can do about it, man. What we're going to do is send
Hail, my
Harold
king.
the Honest to go and take... is it Reims or Ram?
Oh, don't even get started with this. It's hang on. It is Reims. Don't even ask why. Don't even ask why. It's Reims.
laying siege,
And
noble sire.
the thing is, it's not even like you have to know it. It's not like a weird thing where like any
Shall
French
prevail in
speaker
this siege, sire.
would just see that written like that and go, that's obviously pronounced Reims. It's not, because
Yes, sire.
I have French Canadian mates who've seen that and were like, Reims?
Our people rule
And like the French are like, no, it's Reims. And they're like, all right, why? And they're like, because it just is, that's the name. Like, you know, like half the places in the UK,
ours, sire.
which
Yeah.
is always fun. I do like having folk from across the pond try and say place names in the UK, because you just have to know them, because they weren't, you know, these places weren't named often when English already existed. I mean, Loughborough is always a solid one. Any bruh is good.
Yeah, the bros are good.
Alnwick
Oh, I'm
is a
King
good
James
one.
the Honourable now.
Your crusading days behind you.
He's obviously done with the Crusades, and now he's super honourable. Actually, he's pretty much everything, isn't he? Look at him. Chivalry, command, piety. He's not very authoritative, though, is he? He's like... What's he got here as he's retinue? Let's have a look. Quite a bit. Oh, he's got lots of traits. He's got a lot of traits. I like a man with a lot of traits.
There's mad numbers of traits. He's got traits at the wazoo.
Yep, he's got traits
He's a
coming out his
chivalrous
arse.
father, but no authority.
Orders.
So he's like, I would do anything for my children. And the kids are like, fuck you, dad.
Hail, my
Stop being
king.
such an ass, Dad.
My real dad would never be in the Crusades.
My lord.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of that. And you two, I don't even know why I built you. I don't even know why I built you. God. Go away. Oh yeah, I forgot. They're gonna do something, aren't they?
Gonna chin rants, aren't we?
When we take Lass, or whatever it's called, I'm gonna send one of those fellas down there, and then Harold can go back to mess. Oh my god. Cardinals all over the shop. We've got 4 now. Oh yeah, Roger. Get it on. Get just fucking sort yourself out, mate. Become a cardinal
To
like
the
your
Roger
pals.
and-
God's yes, God's servant.
Just sort your life out.
Keep forgetting that we have like a bit of Egypt.
Yeah, just
Which we've not
throw
been
them a
able
bit
to
of
do with it.
Alexandria. Ooh, there's a jihad going on.
And no one ever.
Oh, look, there is. That's what that is. That's
Yeah, I know, but in this day and age,
just a little bit of a jihad.
your career as a streamer is over because that quote will be taken out of context so fast.
But there is Crown Prince Al Mustali and Sultan Jack Mac. Ooh, I think Jack Mac's got the better name.
Despite being an infidel,
Jack Mac sounds like he's in Tekken.
I do
Jack
not seek
Mac.
trouble, Sadiq.
you can just see him like some mental tree man with a robot arm or some shit. I was playing Tekken when I was back home a couple of weeks ago. There's an old school arcade not far from my mum. So me and my little brother went, and obviously given that my little brother's 10, he has no idea what Tekken or Mortal Kombat are. So I was absolutely kicking his ass on those games. And he was getting in a right huff. So I kicked his ass some more. Not letting him win. There will be a day where he will kick my ass. It happened with the middle brother, where I used to beat him at all the games, and now he doesn't. Now that's not the case, and I've just had to live with that.
Yeah.
But the youngest brother, we can. There's still some look on modern games. He'll kick my ass. You know how shit I am at games, but the games I grew up on, I still have the edge on the youngest brother. Middle brother, nah. He's too into fighting games as well, so he's like really good at all of
He's
them.
like figured out all the combos and stuff.
Oh, he's just yeah. It's just like fighting games are like his shiz, and they never really were my.
No,
like,
I never learned the
favorite
combos.
genre. No, but they were always fun to like pick
Yeah,
up
yeah,
and play.
good
I know
laugh.
you and I would play them fairly regularly.
Mortal Kombat in particular.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, good. They are good fun. They're definitely good fun.
But you want them to be fun for people of every level, and it's one of these things where most of these games don't have modes that allow for players of different levels to play together. Whereas, the ultimate like party game like Mario Kart, it's so balanced and rubber banded and meant to be that way that every so often someone will get like the right power up at the right time, and the youngest member of the family will win a race and they'll love it and they'll be buzzing, and then there'll be a curmudgeonly older member of the family who's like, well, that's just because you got the lightning and all the shit because you was in last place. It's like, it's Mario Kart, calm down, just have a laugh.
No, if there's one game you're allowed to be infuriated by, it's N64 Mario Kart.
No, because that's all in the like the joy of it, that it is just, it's never fair. It's you know, there's so much random chance involved that like that's part of the fun, one would hope. And it's not a game that like rewards the most skilled player. Obviously, like the cream will rise to the top in a lot of it, in a lot of situations. Is that it? I don't. Is cream? Is it?
Yeah.
So, no, I thought for a minute I just mixed up an idiom and like cream doesn't rise, but I'm like, yeah, you skim cream off the top. So, you know, sometimes like over 1 million rounds, the best Mario Kart player you know will often win, but it's not like other games where they'll always win. And that's like the best thing about it. Like I can sit and play like a four race little cup. Is it the cup? Where you do like four races and do like the cup mode, and like me and the last can play that, and it really doesn't matter. And like generally I'll win because it's my game and I've played it more than she
And
has.
if you don't win, you turn the
I just turn it off just before the checkered flag and say, "Oh, cut,
oh no!
sorry
Look
about
what
that."
just happened.
Sorry. You know what? Like, we'll never know how
fair's
that race
fair.
is
Like,
gonna end.
yeah, you're not going to lose, are you? I mean, that's ridiculous. So
But
you have to win. You have to win.
well, there was when we first started playing it, like when you're doing like the 50cc cups and like all the AI are kind of pants. In that case, it was pretty much I was always first and she was always second. But as we started to like up the like difficulty, it's quite good because once you get like right up the high end, like I don't always win because I'm like not that good at it. But it's also, it like becomes a little bit more interesting because I might be like fighting for second or third in the cup, and just with the look of the draw, she, you know, rather than just always being second, she'll be more engaged with like a race where it would be like where you clinch fourth. And it's fun. That's the key though. It's fun, like, and you're like, oh, got this like random power up got us. But the whole like feeling of the game is that it doesn't really matter. You're meant to enjoy it, and if you're not enjoying it, then you might want to take a long hard look at your life. And wonder why it matters so much to you, why you're like bothered about like beating your partner at Mario Kart.
Because it's all that matters.
I know, right?
Lord be praised! Our siege towers are at the walls. Our enemy have nowhere to hide now.
Except in this massive city they're hiding.
Yeah.
Where they're all like, oh no, the siege towers. Where will we possibly hide? In the city? I do like the fact that they just don't do
Our men
out
are winning the battle. If we continue like
as they
this,
get off the
we will
ladders.
smash the enemy.
They're just like, yeah, we'll wait. We'll see how this plays out.
And then they just get smashed.
It's almost like when they put the, I mean, I assume there's people at the bottom holding the ladders in place, but when the ladders come up, why don't they just push them back down? You know,
Because Joe,
Like,
that
would
would
that
make
be-
too much sense. You can't do that.
imagine if they just threw the ladders up and they were just like,
Then they'd win.
"Nope," and then threw the ladders over, and they're like, no. I mean, I imagine that, you know, in real life, there'd probably be like several people holding the base of the ladder, so you can't do that. But I imagine it'd be chaos. They'd be like shaking the fuck out of those ladders and just being proper dicks about it.
They do that thing that you do when you're on the boat, you know, where you stand up and like shake the boat from side. Whoa! Whoa! Stop it! Stop it! It's not funny.
It's like a rowboat in the lake in the park.
Yeah. We're gonna take this city, no problems.
Which city is this? Reims. Yeah. I knew that. It's like towns named by Edith Piaf.
Mojo's top 10 towns named by Edith Piaf.
Hang on.
Number 1.
Reims.
Number 1.
That's a really tough one. I can't do that kind of like glottal trill. It's like you have to ramp up to it. Like I
Ricky
do
does.
this in the back of your head, but nah. I need like it's gross, but it's like lubricate your throat. You have to get all like gross.
Gotta get all Edith Piaf on this bitch.
Yeah.
Our men have reached the walls with their ladders.
Alright.
ladders.
The ladders at the walls, mate. Fucking hell.
Bells, bells.
Not the ladders. Yeah. They've only gone and got the bloody ladders on the walls. Ah, mate.
The Lord is with us today.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Captured the enemy's walls.
So, right, why is everything in like trolls and shit? Why are they all cockneys? So, you know, in Lord of
Cockney
the Rings,
orcs.
like all, yeah, like why?
Actually,
are all
that's the same in
orcs
40k.
cockneys?
They're all cockney.
But that was pre. The 40k stuff was like pre Peter Jackson.
It was,
Lord
yeah.
of the Rings trilogy.
I don't know
wonder if
who
they took that
made
because-
orcs cockney first. That's what we need to know. That's what we need to know.
But also that no one in a fantasy universe is American. Like it just
Doesn't work. It sounds really bizarre if you've got a fantasy movie which looks like pseudo medieval to have anyone
But
with an American accent.
the
It's so
thing.
weird.
Like people tie medieval crack on to fantasy crack on because it's there's a lot of similar aesthetics going on, and most like fantasy universes are technologically at a similar level to the medieval period. So for English speaking cultures in, I mean, can we still call it the New World? I mean, it's not that new anymore, but you know what I mean? Like, in that notion where the English-speaking versions of their countries didn't exist in this time
Enemy
period,
are
they can
badly
only
blooded.
imagine people
They have
speaking
lost.
with
Our men are winning the battle.
the
If we
accents
continue
and
like
dialects
this,
of the
we
people
will
from the
smash
old
the enemy.
country, which is like us, but it's like
The
mad.
old country.
But that's it, isn't it? Where like, I mean, it's called English for a reason. It's no one's trying to pretend that it came from somewhere else. Well, except the Angles maybe, but it is one of these things where you think they like television and film viewers in other English-speaking countries couldn't possibly fathom a fantasy universe in which people spoke with their accents. And neither can we. Like, it'd be so, like, imagine if you just had, like, it's a fantasy universe, but everyone's Australian, you'd be like, no.
You mean Mad Max?
You're only allowed post-apocalyptic. That's all you're allowed. Like, do they have... What about steampunk? What accent does that have? Does that have
That's
like
like
a kinda...
Victorian British, that.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, steampunk... You don't have as much British cyberpunk, though, do you?
Cyberpunk, and...
That's mostly, like, meant to be,
that's
like,
American.
dystopian America.
Yeah. Cyberpunk's
It's meant to be, like,
definitely
LA
American.
on crack.
Yeah. Bit Blade Runner-y, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Blade Runner sort of set the tone for that whole genre, though, didn't it?
It did. Very much so. I mean, how many
Even
science
though-
fiction movies and games and everything basically just look like Blade Runner?
Yeah. It's funny that, like, it's all based on Middlesbrough. it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, basically
Ridley Scott?
a neon Middlesbrough.
Yeah. Ridley Scott? Is that
Yeah, it was
the
Ridley Scott, yeah.
Ridley Scott, Geordie director, was like the ailing industries of northeast England and in particular Middlesbrough. Gave them the idea for a dystopian future.
Yeah. Imagine if this was
What?
just like a bit bleak, but like there was shiny signs everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, imagine if it was like this, like the industry of Middlesbrough, but everything looked like a kebab shop.
A bit neon with like Asian like signs everywhere.
Well, that's it, isn't it? It's supposed to be like Middlesbrough mixed with Tokyo, kind of crack on.
Yeah.
Like, because it's futuristic, but it's also bleak. Like,
Yeah.
bleak as shit. Oh, bless him. Up the borough.
Right, let's have a nice big manly charge here.
Sounds
What we're after.
Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Oh, there's the king, just moonwalking into the screen there. With his bit plumage.
I do love a bit of plumage. We've had some
he's gone.
excellent plumage in this campaign.
We're gonna kill the French king here. Get him, lads. Go on.
So don't be scared to use your nails.
Don't be scared to use your nails, boys.
By St. George, our men have taken control of the city.
Yes, they have.
My lord, we've lost control of the city.
What?
Since when?
What are you talking about?
Did some horses decide to leave? Did they forget to stand in the right part of the city?
Did we get the... Where is he? Did we get him? Can you see him? Can you...
Enemy
Oh, there he
king
goes.
lies dead, slain by our gallant warriors. Attack while his men mourn their loss.
He is full of praise today.
No? He's been on the sauce, hasn't he? He's been on the sauce and he feels a bit giddy.
Yeah. I don't know what he's on, but I want some of it.
Yeah.
He's in a great mood.
I mean, to be fair, we are racking up wins left and right here.
I know this is a
It's the
change
tip-
from
it's the
season
tipping
one
point,
where
it's
we
the
were
tipping point, Joe.
getting just like attacked, like we couldn't move anywhere because every time we went to attack some mofos in Europe, someone was invading like Carnarvon. It's like the Portuguese and the Spanish were just hanging out in the Irish Sea for a laugh and then just attacking Carnarvon anytime we tried to go anywhere.
Aye. Let's have a nice little combined charge here. Everyone get in. Oh, he fell down, didn't he? Ah shit, it's because there was anti-cavalry. Oh, there you go, get him. Is that it? Is everyone going to cheer now?
All of Christendom
Everybody
will
cheer.
be awed by the victory we have won here
Everyone
today.
cheer. Yeah.
All of Christendom.
There we go, everyone's cheering. They're dead happy.
Not the friend. King Villain the Malevolent. That's excellent.
Well, he's
We
gone.
finished off King Villain. Should we take a cheeky break? I think there's. I need.
Well, I don't know. I
refilling
was
of
just going to say,
beverages.
do you fancy just rocking on for the next sort of 5 to 10 minutes and then just. Because we've been going for quite a while, haven't we?
My lord, our courage and
Yeah.
honor
Could
The,
be that we might just get to the end of this week's stream without the break this time.
Yeah, tell that to my bladder.
Let's just we'll hold a bet, see if Joe can get to the end. We'll call it a 10, Joe. You've got 7 minutes to hang on. 7 minutes not to wet yourself. Will he make it?
Yeah, I don't think we're that kind of streamers, but yeah, all right.
But what was that show called? Where they do the random betting in the middle of the show.
Well, Banzai.
Banzai, that was it.
Love Banzai. I remember Friday nights betting custard
That
creams
was
on
it,
like
yeah.
whether some Japanese fella gets a bonk on.
Well, this
So
time,
weird.
this time, it's whether or not you're going to piss yourself.
Excellent.
And I've got an entire pack of custard creams here.
Remember Mr. Shake Hands Man, who would just meet celebrities and then shake their hands for uncomfortably long periods of time,
Oh, right,
and
yeah.
you had to bet how long before they would like
Rip the hand away.
rip their hand away from Mr. Shake Hands Man. It's pretty funny.
It was so daft. Good fun, though.
But it wasn't even like a Japanese show. I mean, the people making it were Japanese, but I think it was like a Channel 4 production.
Really?
Yeah, because it was all like filmed in the UK and stuff like that.
What? I thought it was...
Not mis-
I thought it was filmed
No,
over
because
there.
all the celebrities that I'm sure that. I've got to look it up now. It was made by apparently it was made by a French production company in the UK.
Ah.
It spoofs Japanese game shows, but it wasn't Japanese.
orders.
It was just.
Hail my king.
I mean,
Hail my king.
I assume they. I mean, I don't know. It was the 90s. I was gonna say I assume they got like actual Japanese people to like work on the show, but it was also the 90s, so I feel like there could be some like really tasteless shit where like it turns out all these people are like just other Asians, and I don't know, maybe not. I know this Gaji was Masashi Fujimoto was is Japanese and was Mr. Banzai, and Tadao Tomomatsu, also Japanese, was Mr. Shake Hands Man. Oh no, I think they actually got
Sorry, Joe, just quickly. Does King James the Honourable marry Annabella Cornwall? That's the biggest question we have to ask right now.
it sounds like a match. Annabella Cornwall sounds like she could be. It just
Yeah.
sounds regal, right?
I think it's time King James settled down. He's going to marry
I mean,
Annabella Cornwall.
You better hope so, because he's like
Queen
good
Annabella.
dad.
Oh, now she's Annabella de Beauchamp.
Nice.
That means my original name was James de Beauchamp. I think that's a pretty cool name as well.
It's a pretty solid name for the lead singer of an 80s band.
Yeah. Which is obviously the dream for everyone.
For every medieval monarch was like, I hope I make it to the 1980s, so I can be in a synth.
I've got an
synth
absolutely
pop band.
solid name.
Victory is ours, sire. And
Shit's starting to like fall like dominoes now, isn't it?
Yeah, our navy is
With,
pretty dominant.
With the arse kickings.
Victory is ours, sire.
Admiral, what's his face?
Yes.
Ambrose. He's smashing it. Let's give him a raise.
Up a mast. Huh.
Right, let's see what happens. But we'll get to turn 175. That's a nice stop, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I can't remember what
A lot of
turn we
noise
started
going on right now.
A lot of bells.
Successful
No, I mean-
jihad. They took Cairo. Who did though? The Moors? Is that the Moors? Yes. Oh yeah, man.
Come and face the might of the Reich, coward.
That's a really bad Danish accent again.
That was German, that one.
Alright.
And engage the enemy.
Because it's the one fella at... I forget the name of the studio that makes this game, but that one guy who did all the voices.
look forward to fighting you. He's my favorite.
That's the Dane, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Danes have the, like, ridiculous but not Danish accent.
Yeah, it's like the piss take Danish act. Like all the other ones are a bit daft, but that one's the worst. That one's by far the worst. Right, what you doing? What you doing up there? Do you fancy going on a bit of a stroll to take Helsinki? How happy is this place? Ooh, quite happy. I wonder if I was to gnash off, would they still be happy? I want to take Helsinki.
Hail, my king. Orders, sire. Orders, sire.
Let's
We
go
shall
get
continue
help. Oh, no,
tomorrow,
they're not
my
happy at
liege.
all. Shit. Shouldn't have done it. I made a terrible mistake.
You haven't left the front door unlocked, have you?
Hail, my
I
king.
haven't, but I've... ooh.
Did you try and tax them to fuck?
No, they have guns. Yes. Mercenary rocket launcher. Yes, please. I didn't,
I
but
love
I've...
the idea that it's like some kind of die-hard rocket launcher, like an RPG. I
yeah.
mean, it obviously won't be that intense, one would hope.
No,
So we'll be very
not
OP in
quite.
this whole crack on.
Poop. Just don't revolt. Don't revolt. Don't be dicks. It's fine.
Don't be revolting.
Don't be an arse. It's fine. Everyone's okay. Let it go.
The time for words is over.
That was a very well timed
It was.
audio cue.
The time for words is over.
The enemy has surrounded us. We are besieged.
What's his accent from?
He's
So
like
the accent bingo with medieval 2 Total War.
I think he was supposed to be like smoking Cockney.
Cockney with tabs.
Hail,
Yeah.
my king.
Right.
Hail my king. Ah. Ooh. Let's have a look here.
Novgorod.
Russian capital, eh? Nah, let's go smash the Danes.
Making
Have we even
camp here.
met the Russians? Like, are they
We have now.
I mean, it doesn't have the same fanfare that like Civ does when you first meet a civilization, where it's like, "Hello."
Hello.
It's,
Hello.
where'd you get that sugar? You said the pile of sugar, right?
Yeah.
Nicked it.
I nicked it.
You let your guard down for that split second.
we're doing all right, yeah. Doing all right indeed. What's the situation?
We have a sort of European front now as well, which is
We have
like a Western
51
European
turns
front.
left, Joe, to get...
45 regions.
Well, we've got 14, so we need another 31 Oh, God, and Jerusalem. Oh, dear. Maybe not. But although, actually, there does come a point where like you have so much money and you're so powerful that you basically... Every turn's
Buy
like
your way through it.
capturing a city, so...
Yeah. It's starting to
should get
snowball
that
now. I
point.
mean,
It is starting to snowball. We might
I
be
mean-
able to do it. Ooh, the Pope likes us.
what did we take and watch him just die? Watching Nero the Mean. I mean, great name.
Nero the Mean of
I
France.
think we said this last time. It starts really solid and then it has of France at the end, which kind of ruins it. But like, actually, I don't know. I mean, we don't. I know it's starting to like. We went several turns and streams without actually capturing anything. We were just on the defensive, but that was like 9 turns this time around. We captured 1 place. We have 50 turns left, and how many places to capture? 30.
30.
So we have to capture a place like every other turn for the rest of the campaign.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're gonna have to like really go on the offensive.
But that should be possible, because next turn, very shortly, we'll have a Helsinki, because that won't be too difficult at all. And then we're building up 3 groups here to take these 3. And then once...
Bern and what's the one too? Is it like
What would
Strasbourg?
that be? Strasbourg, I'll probably be right. So we'll be able to take that one. And then we can go from there. We've got the Navy as well.
Ships ready.
Let's have a little Barney. We'll
Engaging the enemy fleet.
Finish that off.
finish that off.
Victory is ours, sire.
Retrain
Chin a lot of
everybody.
people.
We
Yeah,
do.
it still feels like a bit of a long shot given the pace, but
It'll be a struggle, won't it? But
as you said, like it might start to snowball as we have just like so much money, and obviously the more places we have, the more places we have that can produce armies for us as well.
yeah.
So there will be sort of compound interest on our medieval ass whooping.
Yeah.
One would hope.
And maybe we can use this army here and this foothold to build something to go out. Although, God, it's such a bad army.
It's a proper ball ache in Egypt.
There's just nothing decent down there. Like, it's a city, so like the armies they can recruit are like just civilians, basically militia.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll give it a go. But yeah, I think that's not been too bad of an episode. Done all right there.
We actually captured somewhere, which is a plus in comparison to like 15 of the other 20 episodes we've done. This is episode 20, by the way. This is the 20th stream we've
20th
done.
episodes in on Medieval 2 Total War. That's crazy.
I know. We get through about. I've just worked it out. Well, used a calculator. We get through about 9 turns an episode, and we are currently in Dominion over how many places? 13?
14.
14 places. So, 14 places. We capture 0.08 cities per turn.
Which, considering the start that we got,
We everyone did go to war against us. We do have that.
yeah, like we've pretty much been at war with almost all of
Everyone,
Western
forever.
Europe since the start of the game. So that's not been too bad to actually expand whilst constantly defending.
Yeah, there's been no diplomacy in this campaign whatsoever.
No,
We haven't
none.
spoken to anyone or dealt with anyone. We've literally just moved armies around and attacked cities, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much been
Or
it.
defend. Well, mostly for about 15 episodes, we moved around and then moved back to defend our cities. Then we tried to take places, and now we've started taking some places.
Yep.
And now we have money in the coffers. a front in Europe, and a front in Central Europe, a front in the Baltic states, and a small but potentially important in the future foothold in Egypt.
Exactly. We've had that for a long time.
We've had that for a long time. We
Might
can't do
actually turn
anything
out
with
to
it
be
because we're constantly
completely
defensive.
clutch by the end of the game, though, because we need Jerusalem, which is like here.
And we need to get around there.
So we already have presence. We can.
So do
just
we want to
nip
take France? I know this sounds daft,
Yeah, because
but
we need the settlements. But what I might do is take one of these generals, give him a bunch of guys, and then just send them all the way over there. And it might take 5 or 6 turns to get there, but then he can get there.
Oh no, I was thinking like capture our way through to there.
I mean,
We've
just
got to capture all the
it takes
places
too long
anyway.
though, because you've got to subjugate and everything, and you've got to stay there until everyone's happy enough for you to continue being in charge. If you leave straight away, there's just like rebellions almost immediately.
No, but I mean, if we're expanding outwards from this foothold in Central Europe, then rather than going west, couldn't we go south and
We could
into
do.
Switzerland and Italy to give us like one? We'd split the powers, or would that just leave us attacked from both sides? Or is it worth taking all of France and Iberia?
I think we've got the money
we
and
have
the
a front.
ability to do it all. We can just give one of these guys a little army of guys to go through Italy, sacking it along the way, and then just whilst that's happening, capture France, and then he can make his way over to Alexandria and then go from there to Jerusalem. We can do it that way.
Okay.
Well, anyway, that's the theory. It might be
Try and
different
put
in
that theory
practice.
into practice.
Yeah. But yeah, no, thanks everyone for joining us on the stream. Thanks for watching the videos. We'll be back next week with more medieval shenanigans, and obviously we've got the other streams going on, the various social channels to get involved in, and I think probably most importantly the Discord group. Would you say?
Yes, and now, new as of this week, the Patreon and Ko-Fi. So if you like what a
course.
coffee, I still don't know how it's pronounced.
I would
call
say
it
coffee. It's got to be coffee, right?
You'd think coffee would be the
Has
way,
to be
but
coffee.
anyway, coffee, Ko-Fi. I've heard people call it Ko-Fi. Anyway, Patreon and Ko-Fi. So if you like what we do and you are an indie dev or an indie game fan and you would like to support us, you can either do so by buying us a coffee, though it probably will turn into beer on Ko-Fi, or becoming a regular supporter, which comes with its own plethora of perks on Patreon. And so if you're not goat's milk and you want to sponsor the show, sponsor streams, get shout outs and a whole load of other shiz, our Patreon's the place to go.
It certainly is. It certainly is. But yeah, is there any other streams coming up in between now and next Friday, or is
We've got the demo disc stream on Sunday. That'll be Sunday the 3rd of October in a couple of days' time. Got five lovely indie games to be trying out then, and then in a couple of weeks' time after that we'll have another demo disc stream, and hopefully in the time between then we're looking to start getting more regular streams throughout the week as well, but that will depend heavily on how much we can get done and whether life wants to get in the way or not.
yeah
But
the
definite
unfortunate
stream.
side effects of this not being our full-time job?
Well, that's why you've got to support on Patreon and Ko-Fi, because then we could make this our full-time job and we wouldn't have to do all the other shiz we have to do during the week, and we could actually just showcase loads of indie games. But you know, no pressure.
No pressure.
Just saying. Just saying. Couple of quid here and there. If every one of our Twitter followers gave us $1 a month, we'd be sorted. But
Yeah.
it'd be good. But yeah. But it's for those who can. Then that allows us to keep doing what we're doing for those who otherwise wouldn't be able to afford the kind of support and discoverability we give to indie game devs.
Yeah, no, definitely. Because we like doing it as well.
You-
That's the main thing. Is
Well,
it's
exactly.
enjoyable to help promote.
Oh well, I mean we've
indie
been
gaming.
doing this for a while without any money, but it would really help if we had the money so we didn't have to do the other stuff in our life, so we could just do this instead. Because sadly, I can't pay for clothing or food or shelter with empty promises to the people I owe money to.
Gratitude.
With gratitude, exactly. But yes. And in the meantime, just keep celebrating indie games with us and
Yeah.
being awesome.
And join
That's
us
what
on the
most people do
streams and
anyway.
get involved. But yeah, no, thanks for joining us, and I guess we'll see you. Well, Joe will see you on Sunday, and
That is true.
I will probably see you next week.
You're right.
See ya.